Hello everyone. Hope you're doing great. This is Motorsport Progression, and I'm back again with another video. So I just want to talk about the 2025 Japanese Grand Prix free practice one, and I just want to talk about the events that happened over there, and what happened. So free practice one Japanese Grand Prix, you had Sonoda promoted to Red Bull, so it's gonna be his first race with the senior Red Bull team from the Racing Bulls, and Liam Lawson was then going back to the Racing Bulls, from the Red Bull team because he got demoted. He didn't put in any strong performances in the first two races. So, the Red Bull directors, they decided to, let him go. So Nuda, he's from Japan, so he'll be racing in Japan. So the Japanese crowd like would have come out to support him anyway. And it looked exciting for him, So I then let's looking at the Red Bulls in free practice one. Max was struggling with the handling of the car, and he ended up finishing fifth. And Sonoda was on his first runs. He was like, they were asking him, "How's the car?" He's like, "Listen, the car is okay. The handling's okay. I'm not even pushing yet, And he finished 0.1 seconds behind Max, So that was very very impressive for his first session to be just 0.1 seconds behind Max Verstappen, the four-time world champion. And and also there was a new livery in Red Bull, they had an all white livery for Honda. They've been with Honda for a few years, the engine supplier, and and so they were just giving thanks for that. So Honda's leaving at the end of this season, and Red Bull's going with Ford. I think, yeah, they're going with Ford. So yeah, so that was the news from the Red Bull camp. And then looking at the Haas F1 as well, they had a new livery for the Blossom season in Japan, with the cherries and stuff like that. So that was another, livery change for the Japanese Grand Prix. And also, in the Alpine, you had Rio Hirakawa, a Japanese driver. He competed in the free practice one in place of Jack Doohan. So for the local crowd and for the Japanese driver to get experience, it was good for him to race at home, in a Formula One car. So Rio Hirakawa would have been very very happy, to drive the Alpine in free practice one, and he was like, yeah, the handling wasn't bad at all as well. And you know another incident that happened in free practice one was Carlos Sainz. He missed his pit box, and because he's used to driving for Ferrari, and normally they're at the end of the pit lane, but Williams was at the front, so Carlos Sainz missed his pit box, but he's lucky. He had more fuel. He had enough fuel to go back round and come back in the pits. And looking at the Williams camp as well, Alexander Albon had a lockup at turn 11, and he found a gravel. And now also Ferrari were looking to bounce back from the disqualification that they had in in the Chinese Grand Prix, and Leclerc was quicker than Hamilton in free practice one, nearly a tenth of a second. And also, looking at free practice one as well, George Russell was second fastest from Lando Norris, and the McLarens have been quick in the first two races, but Russell's been keeping them honest, and Verstappen as well. And then Kimi Antonelli had a little lockup as well, from what I can remember from free practice one. And also, there was a mistake by Norris in the final chicane before he done his fastest lap, but he still put in the fastest lap. So that was the results for free practice one, and that was the events that happened in free practice one for the Japanese Grand Prix. And let me just see the leaderboard, the table. And then let me just give you some of the results that came at the table there. Okay. So after free practice one, yeah, after free practice one of the Japanese Grand Prix, you had Lando Norris in first position, yeah, with a 1 minute 28.549 seconds, and he done 24 laps. Then you had George Russell just at about a tenth and a half off in second position. Then you had Charles Leclerc in third. Then you had Lewis Hamilton in fourth. So the Ferraris were looking good in free practice one. And then you had Max Verstappen in fifth, Yuki Tsunoda in sixth, and Fernando Alonso seventh, Isaac Hadjar in eighth, Kimi Antonelli in ninth, and Carlos Sainz in 10th. So that was the top 10 after free practice one for the Japanese Grand Prix. So yeah, that it wasn't too much that happened. It was just Norris put it on Norris put it as the fastest car, and who done the most laps? The most laps was 29 laps, which was George Russell. So yeah, peeps, I'm just gonna wrap it up here. That was the events that happened in free practice one for the Japanese Grand Prix, and I just want to say to everyone that's watching this video, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it, and please don't forget to subscribe and to the channel, like the video as well, and click on the notification button so you can get any new uploads, and also comment below if you got any comments below. If you got any questions to ask me, feel free to ask, and also share the video so other people can get the knowledge as well. So yeah, peeps, you can always click on another video as well, because there's more content on the channel, and also you can come back on the channel to check for more content. So yeah, peeps, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I hope everyone's doing great, so I'm on to the next one. Thank you.